church is special.
All right. Call the Joliet Township regular board meeting for Tuesday, August 8th, to order at 5:02 p.m. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call for attendance, please.
Sure. Trustee Arias?
Here.
Trustee Escutia?
Here.
Trustee Slattery?
Here.
Supervisor Contreras?
Here. Okay, first order of business, can you get motion to approve our minutes for our regular town board meeting for July 11th, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
All right.
Motion carried.
Next, approve the minutes for our bid hearing from July 10th, 2023, road district contract. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the hearing July 10th, 2023 for the road district contract 2023-01.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next, can I get a approval, motion to approve minutes, bid hearing July 2024 for the road district 2023-06.
So moved.
Second, can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
At this moment, is there any public comment on any agenda item? Okay. Seeing there's none, we'll move on to new business. First order of new business is adopting ordinance 391-2023. So this is an IDHS grant agreement, one of the ones that we were approved. This is for the 3 behavioral health specialists and then also for the LAC grant. So these have already been approved. We accepted the contract, but now we have to do the board approval. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 391-2023.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next, I know this has been a while, negotiations between the two parties, but it's the intergovernmental agreement between Joliet Park District and Joliet Township government for the leasing of the Hartman Center on Collins Street. Again, this is a lease with potential to own. Legal has worked on it for a while now, and then we finally came to terms to agreement. The last stickler was that lease payments would go toward the purchase. So that is in there now. So we'd be approving it still with final legal review from our attorneys, only because they still have approved it at their board meeting, and in case there's any dates or anything we have to modify, just so the dates line up, we have to modify that. Well,
And I did submit an ordinance for this, did you get an update?
Yeah,
for that?
they have it.
Awesome.
Yep.
So with your motion, if you would just end it to include with attorney modifications.
so then can I get a motion to approve and adopt an intergovernmental agreement between the Hartman Center Ordinance 392-2023 with legal review and modification?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye. So
Motion carried.
any modifications we will be letting everyone know prior.
I do have questions, not about really the intergovernmental agreement or the ordinance, but in looking at the schedule that they had for the Hartman Recreation Center, I keep on seeing Mercy Rental.
Yes, so they are
Yeah.
currently
Or no Mercy Rental, I don't know. what
They're
that
currently,
is.
so they pay a lease to Hartman Center.
Okay.
It's a basketball club, so they have a contract, so the Hartman Center does make money on that lease. And we'd be continuing to do that as revenue for, then it'd be, the township. So the township would take over that, including with the lease. So even though it's still Park District property during the lease, we would be taking that profit from that lease.
Okay.
Yep.
So now I know what no mercy means.
Correct, yeah, it's a basketball club, so they're a big club, yep, and that's where they do their practices and tryouts there.
One of the Park District stipulations were that anyone that they provided lease to prior to our conversations, that we would step in their shoes as the lessor.
To continue, so
Okay.
then if something falls out that they decide to, then it's on us, but just keep those going, but it's our
It'd be
revenue.
responsibility, yeah.
Yeah, it's our revenue, but they
Okay.
wanted to keep it served.
So Supervisor, are we done staffing Hartman Center?
We would be staffing, yep.
Okay.
So everything would fall on, that's why dates, so
Mhm.
we don't know when we'd start that, because then we have to transition that.
Gotcha.
So that's why we want the attorney review, prior, not just set a date, because we've been negotiating this forever, that we have not had time to even begin the acquisition, so we have to look at that. as
And
well.
then the term is 6 months, and at the end of 6 months, do we have the right to refuse if we decide not to
Correct.
go?
Yep,
Okay.
either purchase or refuse,
Yeah.
so after 6 months. Yep.
And any changes for rentals for like Mercy or anybody else, they'll go through us? during our
Everything's
day?
through us now, correct. And anything new, so we can start leasing it to someone else as
Okay.
well, and that's all the townships. So once we take over, any money's coming in are the townships money,
Okay.
even during the lease, and existing, it's all township. But they will be taking care of it, why they are taking care of, the repairs, anything like that during the lease. So there's that.
Did you do an assessment?
We are doing that prior to any purchases as well. So, yeah.
When are they?
Next board meeting is at the end of the month.
It's on the
20.
4th, Mondays.
Yep, so literally the end of the month.
Okay.
And then any questions prior, just feel free to call, ask, because again, we still, after our attorney review and theirs again, there's gonna be some maybe minor changes, but everything major that we wanted is in here now. Okay, moving on, it's, we had, in there's a review for the municipal vehicle program. Again, I know it's been in there in the past, but it's just new agreements, just for everyone to review, through PACE, and then, that's, yeah.
Do you know when this might begin?
Yeah, actually, we just sent over the new contract,
Okay.
because they changed their policies, so that affected us.
Okay, but they're still gonna purchase the vehicle, and then,
Correct, well, we leave, it's the same price, that still exists, there's just a
Okay.
lot of things through their HR, hiring those things.
okay.
The hiring contracts, when we approved, like, the background checks and things we had to do to them, those are some of the changes. As far as like the vehicle pricing, a lot, that's opposite. So we had to do some revisions. Okay, next, we go, there is a review grant for Blueprint, History on Wheels Mobile Museum. Those were in your packets, those are just review grants. And then our next order of actual approving would be a motion to approve the Step Into the Light program. That was a young lady that came in and spoke, last month about it. Can we get a motion to approve?
How much was that grant again? Was that
65.
6,500?
Correct.
Okay.
And actually, so during the week, we did get a call, someone had heard about the program, and we're actually able to help a student contact with the organization, and in a short period of time, even though the semester's starting, he was able to get almost, Step Into the Light was actually able to help him almost on a full ride to a place that quick.
Well,
So it was nice to be able to make that contact when people saw the board meeting and asked about it, so it was nice, so, very nice. Can we get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve, the grant for 6,500 to Step Into the Light.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next we'll do, it's Downtown Festival with Leda. We've been doing 5,000 across the board, so this would be the same thing. So motion to approve Leda's $5,000 Downtown Festival.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, and then One Collective, it's the group that works out of District 86 and 204. They're the group that has come and presented before, that works directly with Lincoln School. They do the counseling, and then they also work with youth detention here in Illinois. They asked for $5,000. Can I get a motion to approve?
I move to grant the grant to One Collective LLP.
Questions, Commissioner?
No.
Roll call, please.
Who's the second?
I was second.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay. Next we move on to reports. Jeff, I know your time, so come on up.
How you doing, everybody? The things I've been talking about at the, July was real slow for our senior groups. I think we only had 3 or 4. This month I'll be back to normal. I was talking about the solar clean energy with Diane Elkins, who's the president of that company. Helped her recruit new membership. I finally got registered about 2 weeks ago, so I haven't got my new bill yet. I'll know how much of a discount I really get. It's on your supply charge, is what it's on. It's not on your whole bill. I also talked about the medical closet, how much things we have down here that people can use. All they gotta do is call down here and talk to the general assistants, and they'll help them out. Or if they have things they want to donate, they can call me, and if they can't bring them down here, I'll pick them up, like I have in the past. This is not township stuff, but I like to bring up stuff that relates to everybody in the area. The senior discount for the Joliet water bills is 10% for seniors. I started mine, I talked about it last night at the Moose Seniors. Some people were surprised. You don't have to renew it. Once you go down there with your water bill, pay your water bill, show them your driver's license. The next month or 2 after that, you're gonna start getting your discount, and it just rolls over year after year. You don't have to do anything, it's just everything stays the same. You just continue to get the discount. I was at the Bicentennial Bluffs neighborhood meeting, along with Andrea. It was very interesting how a little part of our community gets together and talk about things that they have to be done. How they're gonna have their neighborhood cleanup. They were talking about how bad they need like bus shelters and benches for the people to sit in their neighborhood to wait for the bus instead of stand. And there was 2 policemen there. One policeman is one that covers that area. He was moving on to a different area, so a new police officer was there. And he gave a report of all the incidents that happened like in the last 2 months. I think it was like 5 or 6. So, like this, and I also talked about, anyway, we're gonna meet again this month. It's just nice that they all got together. Brought up different items that they wanted to talk about. They really didn't have an agenda to speak of. I also talked about the temporary handicap placards last night at the Moose Seniors. A couple of people were interested in it. I said, you don't know how long the Secretary of State's gonna take you when you fill one out You know, you pick up the application to the Secretary of State's office, fill it out, get your doctor to sign it, and by the time you mail it in, mine took like 2 months. So I try to explain to these members that you can either download the app off our website or go down to our office and pick up an application, fill it out, have your doctor sign it, bring it back down here, and they will give you one, a temporary one to put in your car until you get the real one. Instead of waiting out there, you know, because you don't know when you're gonna get it. This is put in your car right now. And I've been also talking about our violent crime prevention, but like a little synopsis, because I don't know as much as Andrea does. Andrea spoke about it at the neighborhood meeting. She also spoke at the seniors last night and did a great talk, had her cards out, took questions. And at our that neighborhood meeting, Anna also talked about the solar energy thing, the discounts. And I just have a brief couple comments about what income levels for one person and 2 people. If you reach over that level, you're in a 20% discount. If you're below that level, you can get 50% off your supply bill. So when I get my bill, when I finally get the bill that shows that, I can bring it down and I can show these people at different clubs, that, you know, organizations that I go to that, you know, this is how much, I mean, I don't care if it's $10 a month. That's $120 a year for some people that, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money. And the same with your water bill. I think I get about $6 a month off. So it's just, there's a lady that I mentioned at our last meeting that was, she didn't know if, she lived in Joliet Township or Lockport Township, she's like right on the border, I think Pioneer Lane or something out off Brick Street or someplace out in that area. She had her house broken in twice. She is dementia. I talked to her the other day. They'd broken down because she can't get to the door fast enough. So she was gonna get a lockbox, and once she got there, she was gonna call me, and I was gonna go to the whole fire department and have them connect, you know, get everything set up for her. I talked to her today. She said, Jeff, I got dementia, I got it on my list. He says, I do this and I do that. So I said, just call me when you're ready. She was thankful for that, so that's my report.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Vince?
We had a bid opening July 24th for that. That is going to be, last month I talked about the Ingalls Park. Aqua, Illinois went in there and changed out a lot of the water mains, did some repairs in the area. Between us, City of Joliet, and Aqua, that whole area is basically going to be like completely paved, which is good because when we share snow plowing routes in that neighborhood with the city, we kind of split it up sensibly. Because before it used to be, you know, you go down the street, pick up your plow, drive, put their plow out. We don't do that. So it's an advantage, not just that we're doing ours, but we work together with everybody in the area so that the whole area is getting serviced and the roads will be brand new. They've been putting up with that now for over 1.5 years. It's a mess in that neighborhood, so I'm excited to be restoring it and actually having not gravel and rocks everywhere in these people's neighborhood. It's actually put together. We're having the pre-construction meeting for that Thursday. That contract was awarded to Austin Tyler. We will be having, we'll be doing our bid for the renovations at some point coming up here soon. We want to, what we're aiming to do with discussions, I spoke to the Contractors Association to have recommendations for contractors and how to handle everything. We're aiming to do bid September, October, which we think would be advantageous because it's not that big of a job and we'll be able to get somebody who needs winter work and we might be get a better rate for that. So that's what we're looking to do for the renovations inside. And then there are several exterior projects that have to do with the grading and the drainage at our facility. And we're gonna have the engineers take a look at the entire layout of how the asphalt's done, and so that it actually drains right, because right now it kind of goes toward the back of the salt bin, so you can see that a big problem in the winter. And then it also flows back into the garage. Thankfully, our garage drains out, but it's obviously not the right way. So we're gonna take a look at how much that would cost us to kind of do it the right way and make our decision on that, but we're kind of preliminary on that. We have our concrete at Patterson and Joliet Street, where other trucks come in and out of Republic Services down there. They push, and the concrete, or the asphalt's getting put around, so we're gonna make that corner a big concrete corner. That'll be, we think we're gonna do a separate bid just for that since it's concrete. And then we're hoping to do one more bid with a few things we'd like to tidy up before winter. One of them's on Kid Month. And then there's a few curb and gutter we're gonna go at. So there's a few things that we're gonna put on a bid, small package, hopefully one more before the winter. That'll go fixing some roads. And there's a few drainage issues that we're hoping to get tied up with the curb and gutter too as well, on that bid. And then heading into winter, we do have an employee, he let me know, unfortunately, he's gonna be leaving us in November. So we are gonna be opening up a full-time employment search for another driver. We'll probably be starting that around the beginning of September, opening that up. So we have enough time to hopefully find somebody. Things we're considering, which is changes in the job openings before, we're considering not putting CDL requirements on our drivers. The vehicles they operate are not CDL vehicles, they're F-550s. Any person with a driver's license here or anywhere else, get in that car and drive it. It's the same thing as driving a pickup truck. Like I said, we're considering it. We're gonna talk to our insurance and so forth and see what their recommendations are, but in my opinion, asking to hire somebody who has a CDL with an air brake certification for $25 an hour, it's pretty much, we're not gonna find anybody. So, with that considered is kind of why we're thinking of that. And that would be something, you know, if you guys had an opinion on that or whatever, I would be willing to hear. And like I said, we're gonna hopefully post it at the beginning of the month, so if you guys have any feedback on that, let me know. And heading into winter, we've ordered 2 new snowplow trucks. We're gonna be trading in two or three, depending on exact, I think it's gonna be 3. We're gonna trade in 3 trucks. We're not buying 2 new snowplow trucks, I lied. We're buying a snowplow truck and a service truck. The service truck will be able to plow snow if it needs to. Whereas our current service truck's rear-wheel drive only, it can't plow snow. It doesn't have a plow package on it. So we're gonna, so it'd be 1 plow truck, 1 service truck. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I think that's pretty much what we've been doing. Guys, day to day, mowing lawn, clearing drains. We've been doing a lot more maintenance on our own facility. It's a long time, people haven't done stuff, we're trying to clean it up. So, I think that's it. You guys have any questions for me? All right, thank you.
Thanks. Whitney?
Are you playing all the pictures or no?
Yep, I can flip through them.
Oh, okay. Took new pictures, Angel. Hopefully that was your standard. I don't know.
I can see everything.
I don't
zoom
know.
in on a lock, but I can't see the rest.
So the construction in our dog room, intake garage, isolation room, and we call it our small dog room because long ago we used to have small dogs, but now it's kind of our, we have a dog bathing area in it, a meet and greet room, and then kind of like a little kitchen area for all of our dog bowls and wet food and stuff. Anyways, all the construction for that is done. They finished up everything in all of the rooms. We've opened them all up this week. We started on Wednesday, opening them back up to the public, and pretty much every single person who's come through the rooms has said that they're really pretty, they really like them, they love what we've done. So that's been really nice to hear. We did lose some storage as far as in the small dog room above the sink area in there, but we're trying to put things in different spots. So the pictures are still in our process of us reorganizing everything, finding new homes for all of our stuff. So they're some of them are a little bit messy, but we're working on it. And there's a little dog saying hi. So yeah, there's that. And then we also had our Dog Day at Dooley event, the Field of Paws on Tuesday. We did have 2 dogs get adopted. One of them, thank you Angel, was holding and found its forever home, so that was exciting. We did appreciate that we were able to use some of the interns too to walk around some of the dogs, get some exposure for them. We did have multiple families come in throughout the week who had seen them at the park. Some adopted, some didn't. So in all, I think it was pretty successful. And yeah, enjoy the pictures. Are they okay, Angel? Good.
I can see it.
I did it this time. All right, cool.
Appreciate it.
All right, any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking at your report, and my memory isn't as good as it used to be. But I noticed that in the city of Joliet, you seized 32 dogs. And of course, the owners came and picked up most of them, but is that a high number?
That's pretty average for us.
Is it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
We, it'll vary sometimes. Sometimes we have, single homes that have multiple, dogs that are, court cases and stuff, so it'll look like a huge seizure amount, but it's pretty average to be between like 20 and 40.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was my only question.
Yeah, we're
And
just over here.
Just what's the final capacity in between like the dog room and then like the intake area now from before?
Well, the intake garage area doubled. It went from about 30 to about 60. I think it's 31 and 62 are the actual numbers. And then the dog room, we added 16 new kennels too. So it can hold about 46, I think it is. So the only rooms that did not get more cages were the cat room and isolation room. But now with our agreement at that the pet food store where we can bring our cats to be adopted out, we're able to move some there, so it actually, I guess we did get some cat space. So, yeah.
In one of those pictures, I saw the drains. Is that the new plumbing work that took place so that you could like wash the animals?
One of the, are you talking about
No,
this room?
No, the other one, where there were cages lined up and on the floor there were like drainages.
So in the big dog room,
That one.
This one.
that one is all old. The new ones are actually kind of underneath some of the kennels. So I was actually out of town the day that they installed those 2 sections on the left, and they actually flip-flopped them. One's slightly longer than the other one, so the longer one got put in the spot where the shorter one was supposed to go. It's not a big deal, but it's covering the drain, so you can't really see them unless you walk in there.
But it won't block the drain, will it?
Mm-mm. No, they're fine.
Okay.
And actually, it's kind of nice because the dogs are actually peeing right into the drain. So, I don't know, but they got the memo, I guess.
Yeah, they will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my question was. So I know that was kind of a concern of breaking the concrete and
Yeah,
then
no,
doing
they didn't have
plumbing
any
work.
trouble with that. It was super easy. They did it, oh gosh, it took them like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they were,
We had a good contractor.
yeah, they did a really nice job. So,
Okay.
I like it. I think it's good. And that dog is still available if anybody wants it. All right, thank you.
Andrea?
Hello, good evening, everybody. So I'm new, Andrea Cambrai, this is my first time. Joliet Township Violence Prevention Program successfully onboarded a total of about 8 staff as of 8/1/2023. These staff include 1 participant service supervisor, 2 victim advocates, 2 case managers, and 3 outreach workers. There is an additional staff, 1 victim advocate, who will train with the next onboarding. The program director, which is myself, has engaged with the Health and Medicine Policy Research Institute, HMPRG, that houses the Illinois ACEs, which is short for Adverse Childhood Experiences Response Collaborative. HMPRG will provide all staff with extensive training in Trauma 101, institutional trauma, and burnout. For the weeks of July 21st through August 4th, all staff participated in 80 hours of outreach, case management, and victim advocacy training. In addition to the 80 hours of comprehensive violence prevention training, the staff have been scheduled for various training over the course of 6 weeks, which will include 40 hours of domestic violence training and 40 hours of crisis prevention and intervention training, mandated reporter training, and IRIS training. The program has also engaged in several community engagement events, including a community forum and canvassing on the east side and south end of Joliet. I have also engaged with the local fire department, police department, Guardian Angel Community Services, Will Grundy Medical Center, Will County Health Department, and Holston Human Capital Development. Both the LEC coordinator and I will work with these organizations to solidify MOUs. Additionally, the Violence Prevention Program has joined the National Office of Violence Prevention Network that will provide continual support and training to the staff and leadership of the program. Any questions?
Forgive my ignorance, so what is IRIS training?
IRIS. So IRIS is our local program in Will County that all referrals are navigated through. So most case managers at nonprofits, they utilize this program. So all of our staff will be trained on utilizing that program. Referral services are one of the main components of the violence prevention program and how we're actually tracked in our work. So that'll assist us in tracking our work. And anything outside of IRIS, we will comprise in our own system.
Do the letters mean something, or do they?
No, well, yes, they do, but it's a national program, and it was made by Kansas State University. But I can get you the letters. I'm pretty sure it's a referral.
Yeah.
It's something referencing a referral system. The entire system is all referral based. So organizations, we even use it here at the township for case management. So let's say we're at max capacity, within that system, it'll show the other organization, the referring organization, we're at red, which means we're at max capacity.
I have a question.
Yes,
You mentioned the LAC coordinator?
yes,
What does the LAC stand for?
local advisory council. So a part of getting this grant, there was a mandate of making a local advisory council to inform policy and change regarding violence prevention. So Lachey Hudson, she's who we hired on for our LAC Council Coordinator, will be convening her first meeting next Monday for the LAC Council. So the LAC Council is already created. So we are convening and making sure we're getting everything complete that needs to be complete to make effective policy changes within that council.
So it sounds like there's a lot of checks and balances within this
Yes,
entire program.
a lot, including evaluation. So we have been very purposeful on making sure that we're evaluating our own work as well as evaluating our clients' progress. So once we're up and running, we want to make sure those evaluations are really showing our work. And we also have to present this. So we're gonna have to present this to the community in 2 years. So we want to make sure that we're doing it correctly.
Okay, thank you, that was all.
No
I had.
problem.
Thank you.
Good question. So when are we gonna start up and running?
So up and running September 10th is my goal.
Okay.
For the first wave of onboarded staff. And then we will, with our second wave of onboarded staff, start their training, and then we'll be fully operational 6 weeks after that.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
And the goal for the first round of onboarding is 9 staff?
So the goal was to onboard everybody. But, hiring processes
Right.
are what they are right now. So our goal is to have 18 staff total by that September 10th. We got half, which was 8, but unfortunately due to personal circumstances, one had to leave.
Good.
All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Ivan?
I don't have anything.
That's it. Ray? Clerk Morales?
That next Wednesday, is the state board. On the side of the
My turn?
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out today to join us. So just a quick reminder before I start. So anybody that signed up for the steak dinner, it's next Wednesday. So trustees, make sure you bring in your utensils for that steak dinner at the senior group. Okay, so as far as the clerk's report, I just want to report on, I kind of oversee the Club Social Latino senior clubs because they're, for people that aren't aware, we have many, there have been historically several senior clubs already in existence before this administration came in, but there were zero, it was not properly reflected for the Latino community, it was completely left out. So one of my goals has been to make sure that we are more inclusive and that we inform and do outreach to the Latino community to let them know that, you know, that there are resources. So now we have 2 Latino organizations that have been vetted and that have been approved by the board and are funded. One of those is the Club Social Latino through the Spanish Community Center, which mostly the participants are from Mount Carmel Church, and then there's another Club Social Latino also through the Spanish Community Center, but it's mostly from St. John's. So Club Social Latino from Mount Carmel continues to meet every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 10:30, and they do Zumba for seniors. So you can do a lot of the Zumba from your seat. They continue to meet, and their participation is growing. Last Saturday, they had a successful annual summer trip to Starved Rock. We chartered a bus, and we took 37 seniors. And for the senior clubs, to qualify as a senior, you have to be at least 51 years old. So I'm technically qualified for that group, because you still have to hike and have enough energy to go and hike and, you know, do things like go to Starved Rock. They don't have to be, we could take 80s, 90s, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they had their trip last Saturday. They departed from Mount Carmel Church. Even though it was raining, they made it work, and they had a very successful trip. And I do have to give a shout out to the coordinator, Jenny Munoz, who's a teacher in Aurora, who is the coordinator and is a volunteer for this group, and Dilcia, my intern, because they worked closely very well to make sure that everything was organized and successful for our seniors. Also, the St. John Senior Group also reached out to my office, to my interns, and they're asking for support in helping them organize their trip and chartering bus services as well. From the clerk's office, shout out to David Lozano, my intern, because he's been working very closely with myself and with our Highway Commissioner Alessio in preparing the hearings, preparing the contracts that we just signed today. As Commissioner mentioned, we had 2 bid hearings, one July 10th and one on July the 24th. Also, we will be, David Lozano and I will be meeting with Joliet Junior College's, it's the EBC, the Entrepreneur Business Center, and also with LEDA this week, to kind of see how we can continue as a municipality, how can we continue to outreach to the small contractors to get them to also participate in the bids. Maybe they need knowledge on how to put a bid together, how to become a certified contractor, minority, either women or just minority-based contractor. And I think they don't participate because maybe they don't know how to be certified. And so tomorrow we'll be, or this week we'll be meeting with JJC and with Leda. And I do see that Leda, Veronica is here. Yeah, Diana is here, so maybe Diana might want to, you know, offer something in just a few minutes. So other than that, it's been day-to-day at the clerk's office, but we are strategizing to make sure that we continue to stay present and relevant within the community and make sure that we have our equity focused to all of our residents and the contractors as well. That's all I have. Any questions for myself? Okay, all right, thank you.
Rick?
This is where we move into approving the cash receipts and the cash expenditures. I'd like to make a motion that we place the cash receipts that we received for the period ending July 31st, 2023 into their proper accounts.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, now we move on to the expenses or expenditures. And I'd like to make a motion that we approve our cash disbursements for our general town fund of $293,723.54. that we certify them as being correct and approve them for payment.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the Township Road and Bridge Fund, I'd like to make a motion that we certify the cash disbursements of $424,297.59 as being correct and approve them for payment.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to our Animal Control Fund, I'd like to make a motion that we approve our cash disbursements of $80,753.94. Certify them as being correct and approve them for payment.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to our General Assistance Fund, I'd like to make a motion that we certify our cash disbursements of $27,164.53 as being correct and approve them for payment.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, we had one expenditure in our General Town Capital Fund. And I'd like to make a motion that we certify that expenditure as being correct and approve it for payment. It was for $91,000.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, last but not least, I'd like to make a motion or approve the disbursements for our senior fund. I'd like to make a motion that we certify the cash disbursements of $1,032 and approve it for payment.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ray. Paulette, the other thing, just want to mention that we will both put it out to the public again. I'll be coordinating with schedules with all the trustees, but we will be doing the interview process to fill the vacancy approved at the next board meeting, but in between then, I'll get everyone scheduled. We'll give a week again for candidates to apply, and then the week after, we'll do interviews, pending everyone here's schedules. And then we'll have that vacancy filled by, at the next board meeting. Other than that, if there's nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Escutia?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Supervisor Contreras?
All right.
Motion carried. We can adjourn at 5:45.